So we were talking about the new D magazine on newsstands now, and there's some interesting articles. One of them, it talks about the places in our area where there are the most missed connections as far as love goes. Okay, so have you seen on Craigslist, they have this section that's like a missed connection section where somebody will say, girl with the dark hair who was in Uptown on this date, I saw you across the bar, you know, we smiled at each other, I would love to know your name, you know, so they post these things.
Here I am, I host the broadcast.
And so they say that there were 122 missed connections in Dallas.
Ooh.
Grapevine, Richardson, and Duncanville.
Oh, I don't hang out there.
Also, missed connection. So if you are looking for love and you thought you found the one, it was most likely happened in one of those cities.
Hey, you Tremont girls, do you remember where we could find love? Back in the 70s was Tom Thumb over on Lover's Lane and Greenville, right?
That was like the hot place to hang out?
Yes, it was the Tom Thumb, Lover's Lane in Greenville.
This is where you picked up men?
Through, yo, I'm serious.
No,
all
grocery
the guys
stores are good places to pick up guys.
All the guys would go, I'm telling you.
I want to know what your pickup line was.
My pickup line is, I'm not looking for anybody.
You just go up to a man and say, I'm not looking for anybody?
I don't pick men up.
No, but when you did. How did you?
You mean if somebody said to me something?
No, how did you flirt?
Like if you
what was your go-to move for flirting?
I never really did flirt with somebody.
Oh my gosh, you're lying.
I'm not. I'm
but
really
seriously,
not.
back to grocery stores.
I mean, if somebody, I never flirted with somebody. We'd always have conversations or something, and I really am thinking about.
Oh, come on, you didn't like throw the leg over and hitch the skirt up a little bit. And you didn't, did you tell jokes?
I was funny.
I was going to say, I could see her doing that. Yeah, like if you got nervous, did you just kind of start throwing some jokes and...
No,
Susie, I think, abides by the same rule I do when it comes to men, where it's like, if you can get them to laugh, you can get them to do anything. It's true.
I didn't really want them to do anything.
Oh, well, then.
Because I'm not going to do anything until I know who they are.
Well, see, I play hard to get. I play hard to get. So, like,
how's that?
Well, like, you just kind of coy and kind of like, you know, not really in their face and let them, you know, kind of be in...
Pursue you.
Yeah. Whereas if I really don't like you, I'm like real friendly, very open. But if I like you, I tend to go the opposite direction.
But isn't that so confusing to guys that if I don't pay attention to you, if I ignore you, it means I like you, and if I pay a lot of attention to you, it means I don't like.
But guys like to chase.
Oh, okay,
like they like that.
I want to remind you of a song. You all will remember this song. A man chases a girl until she catches him.
I don't remember that song.
I don't remember that song either.
What year was that, Susie?
I think it's interesting that
the girl runs away, which makes the man want to chase her more.
He does.
Yeah, it's
so
same
her
for women,
act of
though.
running away means she's really that's how she catches him.
That's right.
And I agree with that. Excuse me, with that. Like, I always tell my girlfriends, like, if a guy likes you, he will chase you. Like, he will call you, he will make a point to see you, he will text you first, he will call you first, he will set up the next date.
Yes.
And if they're not doing that, he's just not that into you.
Yeah, I know, but listen, you know.
But you have an interesting story about how you and Scott, like, because y'all were friends for a long time before you decided to turn it into something romantic.
Right.
How did that?
We met, we were at a private wine club, and he kind of came up and just started chatting it up with me. And of course, he's very charming and he's very funny, which that's the first thing that's the first thing that I'm attracted to is charisma. You know,
so how did y'all
has
connect?
a spark.
Did you see him before he saw you? Like, did you know?
No, but they were friends for like years.
No,
before.
but in the wine, private wine.
We tell a different. Each of us remembers it differently. You know,
Well, your version's the only version that counts.
I remembered him.
Said she's a virgin.
Walking in, but he says that he says he was already there, and he's probably right. But yeah, we met, and then we really sort of hit it off, and we were friends for 2 years.
And like he dated
That's what
other
Tom
people
and I
and you
were.
dated other people.
Tom and I were friends for 2 years, and here's what's interesting, and I believe this. And then he wanted to get married. It was a chemistry thing that happened because we had no chemistry, really. We were just buddies. And then we got chemistry all of a sudden, and then he wanted to get married. And if you tell them no, they want you more.
Yeah.
And so somebody said, how come you and Susie got married? And I said, well, I think we got married because I told him I wouldn't get married, and he just wanted to see if he could get me to say yes. And Tom said, that's true.
Yeah. Well,
Don't you think that? Don't you think that? And this might be in our second hour. We'll do a he says, she says, and this is a good question. Why are there so many games? Why are there always games played in relationships? And it doesn't matter if you are 75 or if you are 20. There's always between men and women. There's this game that happens. You know,
I don't think there are as many games as there used to be.
Oh my gosh.
No,
oh my gosh.
wait.
Go out with me one
wait,
weekend and there are so many.
that's a show. Let's have Susie go out with you for the weekend.
Let me explain something. Number one, it used to be a game, pursuit. It used to be more so where the man pursued the woman. Now women and people meet and they go to bed. They go to bed. They leave the bar and go to bed.
That was happening back
That was
then
happening
too.
back
No
then.
one
No one
talked
was
about
talking about it though, yeah.
You didn't sleep with people?
It did not. Did it happen that way, girls?
Do you all know someone? Do you know someone from your past who's ever had a one-night stand? Come on.
I mean,
They just don't. They just don't talk about it.
Their hands are like this. They're like
sitting on their hands.
Don't act like you can't hear us, or that your memory has gone.
I'm just saying, people were having one-night stands in the 50s and the 60s. They were sleeping with people the first night they met.
There was a lot of secrets that took place.
People just didn't talk about it. It wasn't all out there. And I will agree with you though that I think maybe the rules of chivalry or a man chasing a woman has changed, because I think so many women now feel so liberated to, if they meet a cute guy, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have all these ways that we can connect with them immediately, and so you can pursue somebody without having to call them and without having to...
You know what? I read an interesting study that talked about how pornography has completely changed the way that men are with women, and subsequently the way women are with men, because it was suggesting anyway, that because men can get that so easily they can you're laughing, but it's true. They can look at it online, they can go to strip clubs, they can do all this stuff, that it changes their perception of what a relationship should be like and what a woman should be like.
And the interesting thing is the women are the ones that are doing the pornography. Yes. They're the subject of their pornography.
And that's what this was saying, that we've lessened our importance. We've taken down our value because of that.
Yes, and there used to be years and years and years and years and years ago, the women was respected and everything, but we've said in so many terms, we don't really want you to respect us. We don't really care if you respect us or not. We're just going to do what we want to do.
Do we think we don't care if you respect us? We just want you to be into us. We just want you to think we're beautiful. We just want you to think we're hot.
Well,
but is that because we feel in competition with
I think
all the stuff that men can see now?
because we don't value ourselves like we should. We don't value ourselves.
I think that's the way some women think. That's the only way they
can get a man.
They can get a man.
And I think a lot of women too now versus before. Actually, I'm going to save this for after the break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll finish this when we come back.
Can I have some more coffee?